Many people, as you know, get up in the morning and say affirmations. I am fabulous, I am wonderful, I am the best, I am bliss, I am beauty. Does it work?
Does it work for you?
Yep.
Good. Keep doing it.
As long as you believe it.
If it works, do it.
I guess it has to resonate in your soul, and some of it's just rather silly.
Yeah. See,
but if it starts your day, why not? Rather than saying, you know, I'm a dog, I'm stupid, I can't do this.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, that's the opposite is, of course, extremely unbeneficial. It works for you provided those are not, again, conditional. So if I say I'm very smart as an affirmation, then is it compared to whom? Compared to what?
Right.
I'd rather go to an absolute, which is that my worth is intrinsic and unchangeable.
Well, because you know, if you're honest, that there are some people who are just a little smarter than you are.
Darn.
Intellectually, darn.
You've noticed, yeah.
I've noticed. And some people do some things better than I do, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of things better than I do. I can't build a house. I can't build a bridge.
Yeah.
I can't do that Sudoku thing.
If you have the desire.
If I have the desire, I try.
Yeah.
But I don't have the attention span. And I'm okay with that. I can't swim. I'm okay with that. How do you get there? If you beat yourself up all the time.
Well, you're there. When you say, I can't swim and I'm okay with that, then that's where you need to be.
But then your friend says, everybody should know how to swim.
You say, thank you. That's an interesting statement.
You're going to die someday if you fall out of a boat.
Yeah, that could happen. However, that isn't practical, so that's again as an academic. What is going to happen if? Doesn't matter. What's happening right now? Are you in a boat right now?
Am I?
Yeah. Are you about to fall out of a boat?
No.
So that's a red herring.
But I go whitewater rafting and I go in boats and I wear life jackets.
Yeah, exactly.
And I put a little faith in the life jacket.
What's the saying? Trust in Allah, but tie up your camels.
Exactly. I love that saying. So success you've seen in when you take people to Costa Rica, and I know you work with people who have a few problems and people who have a lot of problems.
Yep.
By the end of the journey, and how long is the journey for some?
Completely varies. The shortest stay was 1.5 days, and the longest has been 6 months. So there's
Really?
no way of predicting how long somebody is going to be there.
So at the end of the journey, you start, you're alcoholic, you're shooting heroin, you hate yourself.
You're
you
depressed,
can't
you're
have-
full of
you're
anxiety,
depressed.
whatever. Yeah, it's all the same thing. And that's where our program is different from most programs, is where we have everybody in one group. So whether you're a workaholic or whether you're an alcoholic, whether you do drugs or whether you're chronically anxiety, whether you are depressed or whether your marriage is falling apart, it's all the same thing. It all comes from the same very limited set of beliefs. And once people get that, it's really interesting to see what happens because they stop worrying about their particular issue.
I think last time we talked, I told you about an incident in a classroom where the teacher asked everybody to stand up and say, by my very presence alone, I deserve to be loved.
Yeah.
And there were people who could not stand up and say that.
It's very hard to say, but it's absolutely true.
Well, because we're taught not to be too big for our britches and not to let your ego get out of control. And we just heard the amazing story of Kastner, who had a big ego and needed it to do what he did.
Yep.
Who fails at this?
Nobody fails. It's impossible to fail at this. It is possible to spend time with us and then go back to your old ways. That's not failure. That simply means you're not ready to make a shift. That's okay.
Right.
Whenever you make the shift,
I'm going to
nobody can
use that.
predict
It's a great thing because you know what it does is it allows us to screw up a lot, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
It's in a relationship, if you can't learn whatever lesson it is, somehow the universe sends you another guy just like the last guy. Have
You've noticed that too, have you?
I've noticed that. And you say, well, let's try that again. Well, same kind of guy. Well, maybe I should go for a third until I figure out what's going on inside me, or you figure out what's going on inside you.
But you're attracting this person because he or she has the same beliefs you do. And so the person that walks into your life has beliefs that you need to heal, and it's time for you to heal them. Now, if I don't know that, then I just feel attraction and say, wow, we need to be together. This is wonderful. Finally, I found it. But if there is an attraction, Marianne Williamson has a great line. If you feel an attraction, start praying. Because it means your stuff is going to come up.
It's true. In a good relationship, stuff does come up. Of course, and you know, I hear people all the time say, well, he just wouldn't commit.
Yeah.
And then you think, well, look at yourself. Maybe you can't commit either.
What does it mean
mirrors.
to commit?
I don't know. That's a conversation another day. You know, do you give yourself to somebody? Do you love somebody unconditionally? Are you in the trench with someone?
Well, ultimately, they're only your own relations, your own issues, and they're your issues, and together you create a relationship, but there are no relationship issues. That's the interesting thing. People always work on their relationship. It doesn't mean anything. If I don't work on myself, there is no relationship.
Right. If you don't love yourself, we've grown up with this, you can't love anybody else. So you help people work on loving themselves.
That's it. Very simple.
I like it. I'd love to come.
Do.
One day we'll Costa Rica. I like that part.
Well, it's tough
and the
to
others.
take.
And it's tough work. You know what it is? I mean, it's interesting work, but it's not easy when you lift up the rug and look at all the worms.
Well, what makes it not easier is that it is virtually 24 hours a day. There's no break, and all we do is this work. When you're at the center, I get up at 5, and we run till 7 or 8 at night, and it's non-stop. So there's no way out. Sooner or later, you're going to get down to your stuff, and then the joy is to realize that you made it up. It's not real.
I left my stuff in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That
It's
could
a
be
good
a
bumper
movie.
sticker.
It is great. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
And it's called Choose Again.
Choose Again.
Right? People can get a hold of you on your website.
That's right.
Okay. Diederik Wolsak, Choose Again. And coming up, the ultimate comfort food. She makes all your favorite cookies, brownies, squares, and biscotti that are fairly guilt-free and definitely low-fat.